I need to see what everyone's else's drivers are for the stint. I'm missing like 2 or 3 still.
Should be 15. There's only 10 in the lobby right now.
Yeah, but some people have DM'd me who their drivers are as well. So yes, so let me share the link in the normal chat as well, because I'm going to do a big announcement for this one and tag everyone.
Say no more than that. Yeah, I was about to say I'd do an actual full-blown announcement if you weren't already.
Yeah, I just need to find out who the rest of the drivers are. So I need Falcon's driver, T3's driver, which is Anonymous, Astro and Sam's team, and JP's driver. Then I can send it out.
Oh, JP's driver, our final driver only joined us. So a lot of joined us.
Yes, Lee Cole joined like 5 seconds ago. But he's in now. He's going to be able to know things. Hello, Yuri. Thanks for joining straight away. And Eroticos is here as well.
Doing a mic check. Is everything all good with my mic? Do I have to pull it away? Everything else?
Yeah, you've pulled it closer now. It seems a bit louder. Sam is the first driver. Okay. So, yeah, welcome everybody to something brand new for ALR. We're doing a 12-hour race on GT7, which is going to be interesting. This first stint is 37 laps. It's an hour and a half. Then the second stint is going to be, I think it's 2.5 hours, and the third stint is 3 hours. And I know that one driver is going to be racing all 3 stints. So that's going to be 7 hours of driving in a row. Okay, we've got Syndra as well.
Syndra. Yeah, Syndra's Falcon. Okay.
So I'm really interested to see what happens with this driver's pace. I'm not going to say who it is, but like I think by the end of that 7th hour, it might be a second or so slower a lap potentially, and if not, then you know, fair play. And then we've got a wet stint, which is how long is that stint? The wet one. It is 2 hours of non-stop rain for some people to contend with if they like the wet. 1 hour after that, which is the stint Pyro's going to be racing in, and then a 2-hour stint to finish in the night time. So it could potentially. Yeah, thanks for that, Syndra. That's very helpful.
6 minutes before we go.
Yeah, 6 minutes before. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting because every single stint is going to require a different strategy. Technically, it can rain in every stint as well. It's guaranteed to rain in one of the stints. It doesn't look too bad, the weather today in stint 1. It's the early morning here, and then every single stint is like 1 time progression further on, which works out quite nicely. And stint 1's just going to be a race from the start to the finish line. For this one, and then we're going to have hopefully 15, maybe 20 minutes worth of break if we're really punctual before stint 2 starts.
I just went to go and get a drink because I just realised that.
Yes, luckily we can do that. The drivers can't.
It's probably a good idea to be able to have at least a drink on hand.
There's Musa. So we're just waiting for
Jacko.
Team JP.
Yeah. How's that? I can't say I'm too quiet. That's probably a first.
I know we're gonna have to not get too excited at the start, or else it'll go later on. The voice.
No.
Ooh, it's H Racing Green.
Properly.
Awesome. So H Racing Green was kind of nabbed by JP because H Racing Green's team PSGL didn't qualify. So he just jumped ship straight away. JP nabbed him, and he's going to be starting from 15th. So I've got this nice little graphic that I'm going to share on Discord now. if anyone wants to see who the drivers are, who they're racing for, and who their teammates are. I'm putting it in the announcement channel right now, and I'll go through the entire grid for you because we've got 4 minutes before we start. I'd really like to be on time, which is something that sometimes doesn't work, but let's see. So there we go. That has been sent. So basically, yeah, we've got, you might have joined us in qualifying last week. We've got, actually I need to set the grid as well. We've got H Racing Green just joining. He is going to be racing for JP Motorsport, who are in last place. Lining up in 14th place is Team Speed, and that is Sick Boy, who forgot that he was racing today until about half an hour ago. Then we've got NTO for TBG Racing, which I'm gonna just call Teabag Racing because it's funny. He is in the Lamborghini, the Renault, sorry. Sick Boy's in the Lamborghini, and then we've got quite a few McLarens, which H Racing Green's in. Musa is lining up 12th for Danger Vortex in the Nissan GTR, just behind the other Nissan GTR, which is Latari for Apex, who you'll know from eSports. Then we've got Sam for T3 Triple Threats. They are in 10th place, so Sam will be looking to make some progress. Tier 1 driver just announced for the season. Then we've got the first of 3 Aero GT cars. We've got Scotty, all 3 Aero drivers in the McLaren. Then we have Whack Jamps, who has just won the Tier 3 championship. He's lining up in 8th for Queen's Head eSports. Apex Hunter Racing with Jacko, who I don't think either of us know anything about this driver, so interested to see how much pace he's got. He's going to be in the first of 2 Vantages. And then we've got Syndra, who everyone should know. He's won eSports races. He's lining up 6th place for Team Falcon. Then there's Keto for Aero GT in another McLaren. We've got Kellen in P4 in the Dodge Viper for Project Platypus. Iggy in the top Aero GT car, lining up 3rd. Then we've got Kevin from Inferno in the Vantage, lining up 2nd. They're in the Esports League this season. Then we've got Death Ghosted, so we'll call him Ghosted. He's for Spider GT. He's lining up on pole position. So we just apply that, and yeah, it does look like everything is good to go. We are actually going to get going on time.
On time.
This is perfect timing.
Time. Beautiful.
Right, let me just say,
we're not. I'm not resting my voice in this first anyway.
Okay.
This is going to backfire, but
perfect.
It is what it is. I will have an hour to not do that later on when I race,
up so I can see the comments. There we go.
Yeah, that's why I've done that. I've done that very early. I did that pretty much as soon as you started.
20 people up on a Saturday morning watching GT. You love to see it. Right. So, oh no, I'm still a little bit too early. We've got, by the way, we've got downforce on, so everyone can set their downforce to however they want. They're probably going to have different downforce settings compared to qualifying. They have to use 2 compounds as well, so I'm going to be keeping a note of what compounds everyone started on to make sure that they've satisfied that rule, or else I'll give them a penalty for the start of the next stint, and they'll have to wait in the pits a little bit longer before they can get going. But with that, let's go.
Yep, just hit 10 o'clock. So, well, the last question I've got to ask is, what's the chances we actually end at 11:30?
We'll end before 11:30 because we started on time. Unless it rains and there's like multiple pit stops. Here we go. Rolling start, 24-hour layout.
Let's see how this is going to unfold then. Spider GT team with Ghosted at the front of the grid. Kevin in 2nd, Iggy in 3rd. 2 of the 3 are McLaren drivers. We now head toward the line to kick off the 12 hours of Spa here in ALR. Was waiting for a little bit of the klaxons to actually get us underway. I think we are off. There you go. It's Light Town. Away we go here. So Ghosted's already been caught up by Kevin off the start. What a start for the Vantage. Oh, it's a little bit shaky for the McLaren already. The Vantage is already in place to strike. Can he get it down the Camel Straight? On the outside he goes. All the way down, halfway down the Camel Straight now. That Vantage does not have the straight line speed. A little bit higher on the downforce potentially than the McLaren. The McLaren holds on in P1. Iggy's right up into the back of the front 2, and we've got a couple of people fighting with Jacko losing a few positions already.
Then a little bit further back, we got Musa, we got NTO, and we got Scotty, and we've got H-Racer Green just settling in right at the back. But let's go back to the front. We got Ghosted with a half-second lead over Kevin right now. Kevin defending quite aggressively here from Iggy, who's on the soft tyres, so he'll want to get through to the front fairly quickly here.
Yeah, he's going to need to get rid of that advantage, get rid of that McLaren directly in front as quickly as he can, just start putting the laps in. McLaren tyres should last somewhere, well, if you're doing a full-blown stint on them, we'll do about 15 laps. Did all the practice for that last night, so we'll wait and see on that how Iggy goes about this, but for now, he's just being held up by the Aston Martin in second. That looked a little bit wide there from Ghosted at the front, but he'll still take quite a significant advantage. I think it's about 9 tenths to get in now.
Pretty much. Oh, here comes Iggy now.
Iggy to the inside. Can he get it
really tight?
Get it right? He's going to have to go the long way around here, down in Blanchemont. I don't really know if he's going to have the length to do this. Actually,
good. They left each other space, and Iggy get quite a good overtake there. Is Kelly going to be able to take advantage? He's going to be able to close up at the end of lap 1 here, but not enough. He's on the softs as well, so he could... Oh, he loses a little bit of traction. I was going to say he could have potentially got Kevin into turn 1 there with a good final corner, but it wasn't good. So, end of lap 1. Kellen is 5th. We got Keto and Syndra still in 5th and 6th, so pretty much as you were at the start. Syndra just tucking in behind. Sam's made his way up into 9th. We got Wack in 7th as well, so that's an improvement for Wack. Jacko has lost a position down to 8th, but look at this. He's side by side with Wack heading into Eau Rouge. This might be spicy.
That's interesting. Surely you would have just waited behind and got him in the camel straight. It's a very questionable tactic here. A little bit of contact, more contact, and that'll be a penalty for Wack, though. I think
he might have got away with it because there was the contact. Let's see.
That's going to be close. Definitely.
I think he's got away with it.
Yeah, he has.
So fortunate for him, but he might lose another position here to Sam.
Gonna go deep. Gonna go the long way. Wack has defended that well.
Good defense from Wack. McLaren versus Mazda here.
Very well.
A little bit further back. Sick Boy's in the top 10. Oh, no, let's see.
Quick. He is. Hold on. What happened? The Sick Boy was 14th the last time we saw it.
He was. So has there been any incidents? So Latari's 11th. Oh, Scotty's got a half second. He's dropped all the way down to 12th. So he was in the top. I think he was 9th potentially. So he's dropped 3. Moose's dropped down as well. H-Racer Green is up a single position. And NTO has been in the wars somewhere. 7 seconds off, but crucially for him, he doesn't have damage because damage is on heavy. It doesn't go away until you pit and fix it, but he doesn't have it, and it looks like no other driver has damage as well. So let's go back to the front. Keto, Kevin, and Syndra. Yeah.
It was further back. I think it was with Sam and Wack actually, but I think that's shaking itself out.
Yeah.
You can see them in the background just going through into the 3rd sector, but for now Keto is in 5th, Kevin's in 4th, so Kevin has really not got off to the greatest of starts here for Inferno whatsoever. He is under fire again, so Kellen got by him. I'm guessing that was down in the Kemmel Straight, given the fact that the Viper is going to be something in a straight line to contend with today, that's a certain. Kevin again, that might just be too deep, but he'll get a little bit away with it because his exit was just enough to keep that Aero GT second car at bay. And then Syndra, well, we know Syndra a lot in this league. He's raced with us for a few seasons now, so we'll see what he's going to be able to do against D2. He should, in theory, be quicker than Keto at the very least.
He should, but they're all on medium tyres, these 3, so this is a fairly good start for them all. Ghosted, obviously, is the highest driver on the mediums, and he's still in P1. Iggy might be challenging him fairly soon because he's managed to catch up that gap, so he's got a little bit more time. And here comes Keto on Kevin.
Round the outside, can he get it done into the end of the Kemmel Straight? He will actually do it before we even hit the corner. Little bit deep, a little bit unsettled through the Lacombe chicane, but he's still ahead, and Kevin drops another place. Yeah,
and that's great news for Keto because he can try and build a gap. This is 2 Aero GT drivers, both on different strategies. Iggy's on the softs, Keto's on the mediums, in the top 4 now. Now what can Syndra do? It looks like Syndra might be the next one queuing up to get a move done. Doesn't look too close at the moment. So let's have a quick look down the grid. Oh, Sick Boy's made another position.
Yeah, Wax
Let's
dropped to 10.
have a quick...
Wax going down the inside! Oh, you turned the replay on at the worst possible time!
Look at this though, a good little drag race between the two of them, and Wack looked like he was just about to have a go back. This is why I went on the replay, because Wack's fully behind. Sick Boy actually goes wide there, and Wack's going to get that position back quite clearly there with that mistake from Sick Boy, and he does indeed. And Wack's gone wide, so here we go again.
And indeed he was.
Oh, bit of contact. Oh no, there's the damage. Queen's Head Racing are the first car to get quite heavy damage there. That is
damn it, man.
Absolutely brutal. So it comes from Wack's little mistake. Sick Boy puts it in, but loses it because he takes too much curb and gets sent wide. And Wack is the innocent victim in that. So let's see what's Wack going to do. Is he going to come into the pits? I think you have to, really. It's too early on in the stint. That's front bumper damage and front. Yeah, he's in the pits now. Long pit lane. We did ask which circuit layout of Spa people wanted, and they did vote for the long version, the 24-hour version. Oh, Ghosted loses it through Radion. Now this should be fairly easy for Iggy with that mistake. And Kellen's not too far behind either. So the first change of lead, Ghosted did well. First 3 laps to keep it on the medium tyres, but Iggy's finally getting him here. If he can hold it round the outside.
Ghosted helped on the inside. What a defense that is. That's a nice little dive to the inside. Hold Iggy at bay. Iggy should have had that.
Yeah,
but Ghosted doing everything he possibly could to hold the lead, and he sees that Project Platypus car now very much in his rear mirror as well, with Kellen in the Viper just behind Iggy. So that might be the thinking here, because Iggy's on soft, so if he wanted to let him go, he could. They're in the same car as well, so there's not going to be too much of a speed advantage depending on setups. They could get about maybe 2 kilometers an hour, which is about half a mile at most, so there's not a lot in that. But that Viper would probably be a very scary thing to see in your rear view mirror. Sorry.
Absolutely.
In a track like this.
So he's going to keep up the pressure. So I'm going to stick with this battle because, yeah, Ghosted's defending very well. This is working out perfectly for him since he's on the medium tires. He's holding up Iggy. Iggy's got more pace than this clearly, but just can't do anything at the moment.
Yep, he'll burn Iggy's tires up as well. Those softs do fall off somewhat quickly in this race, but the longer you stay in that dirt, the more that it's going to wear and the worse it's going to get. So Iggy's going to be wanting to get through as quickly as he possibly can here. I think it's Ghosted's job just to kind of ruin that for him.
Yeah, definitely. Just having a quick look down the order to see what everyone's up to coming into the final corner. Latari's made his way back into the top 10 there with that issue for Wack. H-Race agreed from 12th up to 12th from 15th on the grid.
Scotty might have had a bit of an issue here.
Something's happening with Scotty. He's going pretty slow.
He definitely had an issue because he dropped all the way to the back of the grid behind NTO, who we knew was 7 seconds off the group.
There we go.
There you go. That explains it.
So he spun on his own, unfortunate for him. But still a very, very long way to go. He's got no damage. Wack is out on the soft tyres. He was on the medium, so he's already done his 2 compounds at least.
Go back to Ghosted real quick.
Oh, there's been a change of the lead. Here we go. So it looks like Iggy got him on the down on the straight, and this time managed to completely close him off and get fully ahead to not allow Ghosted to come back at him at the corner. And now he's got the lead, and now he needs to make full use of these soft tyres whilst they've still got plenty of life in them. And Ghosted might actually have to start looking...
Ghosted's on softs as well.
He's on softs! Okay. I could have sworn he was on mediums. So this is actually great news for Iggy then.
Yeah, this is great news for Iggy.
And that means that Keto is the highest driver on the medium tyres then.
I just looked in the YouTube chat and they were correcting us for not seeing Ghost. That's why I wanted to go back to Ghost.
I was giving him way too much credit there, then, wasn't I? I was like, wow, this guy's
far
quick.
too much credit. Far too much credit. He's done. Well, he's still at the front. It doesn't matter
Yeah, he's doing very well.
how you do it. As long as you are in that gap that's very clearly broken away at the front, you're in a good place.
So we've got something interesting going on there. We've got the top 3 all on softs. And then we've got about a 5-second gap to this group of 3 cars, all on mediums. And Keto hasn't really got away from Kevin since he overtook him, where we were saying it looked like he had bags more pace. He looks slightly quicker, but not enough to make a huge difference. So we've got Jacko in P7, all on his own on mediums. And then Sick Boy is the next highest driver on the soft tyres, which is why he's been able to make his way through the field. And then I don't think anyone else is on softs apart from Wack, who's made his pit stop already.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough day, a rough stint for Wack, that's a certain.
Yeah, he started pretty well.
Working its way through the pack. That's going to be the rest of the day for us.
Oh yeah, this is your team, I forgot!
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Commiserations.
What a rough time, yeah. It's going to be fun later.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've got heavy damage on. Anything can change at the blink of an eye. And it looks like Keto's had a rough time of it because he's lost about 6/10 to Kevin on the last few corners.
He was also having a rough time of it anyway.
And Syndra, what's happened to Syndra?
Far off the back, by the way. Yeah.
Let's see if we can find out what happened with him.
The answer is you're not going to be able to.
No, it happened.
Must
have happened at the end of the previous lap. It must have made a small mistake.
I reckon. Would have been at La Source because Keto and Syndra both dropped a bunch of time there. Kevin was having a bit of an issue before the bus option came. It seems to have fixed it just a little bit right now. Lost a little bit of time to Keto there as we go into No Name. And yeah, with this interesting first 6 laps because we've definitely seen the strategy splits already. He's starting to break away quite handedly at the front of this grid. 1.1 seconds split in the between him and second place.
Scotty's trying to make some more progress after his spin. He's caught back up to NTO again.
Yeah.
No, there's no stewarding. This is an off-season event, so like, you know, we're not going that far with what happens. Everyone's expected to race cleanly. What happened in that instant was unfortunate because he took too much curb, and that's why he made the contact with Wack. It's not like it was anything that we'd have to get ourselves properly involved in. NTO goes a little bit wide there. Scotty taking the correct line through these corners and is caught right back up to NTO.
Yeah, NTO's got to find a line again. He's just so narrow. Look at it. Every time you can see him, he's just going so narrow into the corner. He needs to widen it up because if he doesn't, he's going to get caught fairly quickly here by the McLaren behind him. So that's NTO's issue right now. He's just trying to be too narrow, to the point. He's getting into the apexes too early, and it's causing him to be wide on the exits. And it's all about exit speed that most of the time in racing. And
very wide there from Scotty.
From Scotty, yeah. But
that's one of those that like it depends on the pixels if he's getting a penalty or not. But I think he gets away with it.
I think it's on the outside of the curb at Largemont. There is the penalty. When you go onto the AstroTurf, I believe anyway. So yeah, he was either going to avoid that one. He's just wide though. That's going to cost him the ability to overtake. That's what it's going to do.
Yeah, just wanted to see if anyone was close to an overtake there, but let's stick with these guys. Oh, Scotty's already got it! I thought it was going to happen on the back straight, but Scotty's going to catch him sleeping into turn 1 here by the looks of it, or is NTO going to go a bit wide?
He's going to go a bit wide because, again, he was just too narrow. It's exactly the same point I was saying before. He came into turn 1, he was just trying to be a little bit too narrow. That compromises your apex point. And
does indeed.
That's just going to allow Scotty to take advantage of that every day of the week.
So Wack's into the 18.7, but then the last lap was a 20.4. What Wack needs to do now to kind of catch up to at least 1 or 2 drivers by the end of the stint. Solid 18s and 19s for this whole soft stint that he's got going on. It looks like he didn't put in any fuel when he came in. So he's got a bit of a pace advantage with the fresh softs compared to everyone else.
Yeah,
Iggy is 2.3 seconds up now. That is pretty significant.
Ghosted had a bit of a mare in the background there as well. He went a little bit too deep. He's now going to be under fire from Kellen in that Viper. And this is exactly where Spider would not want to be. Albeit, if, I don't know if Mahat is driving for them later on, they'll probably undo everything.
No, I don't think he's racing today. It's like they drafted in Max Verstappen for qualifying only, and it's the more human people who are racing today. Where is H Racing Green? He's actually in the top 10 now, so he's managed to overtake Latari at some point. So he's made some great progress, up 5 positions. He is the man on a charge out of everyone here for JP Motorsport. The last team to qualify, but doing pretty well here on his medium tyres. Obviously, he was a championship contender in Tier 1 all season long, so it's not really too much of a surprise to see him making this kind of progress.
No, he's gonna have to put in a very good stint. He seems to be doing so from the back at the moment. Sick Boy, the next one. So Sick Boy is someone we haven't seen in this server for what? Easily like 6 or 7 seasons at this point.
He did qualify though, and he did qualify and managed to get in as well with a fairly respectable time. I think he, well, we've put him in Tier 2 for the season, so we don't think that he's quite at the level that he was before. But when he was here before as well, the skill level in ALR was, I think it's fair to say, a little bit lower.
Oh yeah, we have definitely got a lot of better drivers since that point, and you know, it's a great thing to see for the league and everything like that as well, and also all the eSports.
What a lovely camera angle.
And everything like that as well. Yeah, great camera angle there, Spark. GT. This is why that camera angle. Why? I'll go back to the argument I was having with Dejin last week. That camera angle is why I don't like cinematic camera. And chase camera is not that bad for commentary. That's why, right there. But,
so an important gap, by the way, to keep an eye on. The lead medium driver, Keto, is 9 seconds behind the lead soft driver, Iggy. Both of them are Aero GT as well, which is nice to see. But that is the current difference between the medium and softs. We still haven't hit any kind of crossover point where the mediums start to be a little bit quicker than the softs. So I'm expecting that gap to potentially extend to 12 plus seconds before we hit that crossover point. Iggy's tyres are starting to approach 50% tyre wear, so it isn't too far away, especially when you look at Keto's here. He's still got about 80% left on his, so absolutely cruising on these medium tyres. He'll probably do the full tank on them as well. And then we've got Kevin and Syndra really close together once again, but Syndra not ever being in a position to actually go for a move here.
No, he's the last of a train, and it's not working out for him right now. And yeah, knowing what the McLaren can do, did some, well, more practice than I'm like to admit last night. You're looking definitely at the full tank, but the full tank being somewhere between 17 and 18 laps, depending on how well you can potentially save the fuel, albeit the McLaren is not very well a good car for doing that. So it won't be too much longer of a stint for Keto than it will be for Iggy, depending on when Iggy decides to come off those soft tyres. Here comes H Racing Green on the outside, a Sick Boy, and gets him very early on into the Camel Straight. I wonder what the downforce that Sick Boy's using, because if he didn't realise that we were racing until half an hour ago, I feel like he might be using a stock car. I think he might have a stock car, and if that's the case, you go ahead with someone like H Racing Green, who in itself really doesn't like setups. So I would assume he would be using some version of a setup by this point. So yeah, you would expect that that move would have been as easy as it was. Yeah. Kellen is right there. So these two have dropped heavily off the back of Iggy.
Yeah, 4-second gap now for Iggy. Interestingly, Kellen, by the way, we haven't talked about this much, is in the Dodge Viper. Obviously, it's been buffed quite heavily in the recent updates. Not this one this week, because no one got updated this week, but the previous one. On the high speed, the Viper got quite a big update as Ghost goes a little wide again there. But for Kellen and for Project Platypus to be choosing this and to still be in the top 3 here, still only 5 seconds away from the lead as well. This bodes quite well for Project Platypus.
I think it'll bode even better for them in a minute. Here comes Kellen. He could have a real shot into the bus stop chicane here, and potentially he could do that corner a little bit better. It would have opened it up for him, but he didn't. So he's going to have to wait. If I was Kellen, I'd probably wait until the end of the Camel Straight here.
Yeah, the problem is the Viper still doesn't turn at all. So you can buff it as much as you like, it's still not going to be looked at. So I've been asked to look at Latari. He is 25 seconds off the lead, 2.8 behind Sick Boy, and 3.4 ahead of Musa, who is chundling along pretty much on his own. We saw Scotty have a spin. Well, Scotty, NTO, and Wack are the three that we've seen have issues. Wack is now only 22 seconds behind NTO, so he's caught 8 seconds up in the last few laps. So it's looking at least likely that Wack won't be last if he could keep up this pace for sure.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. There we go. On the Camel Straight, like I said he would. Kellen is ahead of Ghosted. Ghosted's been known for a deep dive to the inside. And he's done it again. And he's going to hold Kellen at bay for now. They're still side by side as they head through the Lacombe chicane. And Ghosted has held on for dear life, but has in fact held on to second place for now. They go down the hill. And Ghosted defending to the inside. And if Kellen had paid attention there, he realistically could have
he's nearly lost it.
He may not need it. Kellen could have switched back that. That door was wide open on the inside.
I think he's going to get him now anyway. Look at this. Oh, he's going for the bump. Okay.
I don't think he was
That
trying
would have been
to.
an easy overtake if he'd have gone there, though.
I think he was trying to look for it, but decided against it. I think that's what happened there, which probably makes sense that the Viper can't turn and didn't really want to kill either or both of them.
They are hemorrhaging time to Keto now, and they're obviously losing loads of time to Iggy as well. Keto on his mediums, which are now quicker than the softs, because look at the difference in tire life between these two. This is coming to Keto. We could potentially have an Aero GT1-2 by the time the pit stops come and go. We'll have to wait and see.
It showed the presence of mind of the McLaren car itself, by the way, because Keto, yes, is quicker than Iggy, but he's not that much quicker than Iggy, whereas he is quite literally bludgeoning the gap between him and Kellen and Ghosted. So it shows that that McLaren has very good tyre wear and will continue to do so. Kellen's got a penalty. Iggy's into the pits.
Iggy's
Kellen
in the
has
pits.
a penalty. In comes Ghosted as well.
Yeah, Kellen with a penalty. He is the new P2. Ghosted's in to get off of his softs as well. So we keep getting asked, can good clean stint replace the Eval? The answer is no, because we aren't going to be watching you for the whole stint, so we don't know if you're driving dirty or anything like that. We need the close racing of an evaluation race rather than probably driving on your own for 2 hours on whatever stint you end up doing. So apologies, but no, you're going to have to do an eval race if you want to race on Mondays.
Also, the saying goes, so if anybody in eSports, this does not count your connection rates, don't bother.
Yeah, fair.
don't even try. The softs depend on whether or not you plan to go the full stint or not. So the full stint on tyres will probably be somewhere between 13 and 15 laps, depending on the car you're in. If you're asking about the drop-off in pace, that usually lasts about maybe like 10, 11, 12, that range, before you start seeing a collapse to the mediums. So you've got to manage it, because there's going to be points in this where you would rather take the extra 2 laps on the soft tyre, and therefore not have to do an extra stop. So there's going to be times where you're going to have to just sacrifice it for the sake of the strategy. And Wack just got within 10 seconds of 6 by now. Unfortunately, I think Wack will have to do an extra stop than everybody else.
Yeah, he's actually less than 3 seconds away now after. So he's going to shuffle out in a pretty decent position when everyone makes their pit stops. But like you said, he's going to have to stop again. I don't know if everyone else is going to have to stop again. I think so.
Well, everyone will have to stop at least once more on this. There's nothing. You aren't going to be able to do anything more than anything less than a 3 stop. Well, a 2 stop. Sorry, 3 different stints. Purely because
Keto's just taken Kellen, because Kellen had his half-second penalty. That's why this has happened.
Yeah,
and it's actually dropped him back a position. And I'm assuming he's coming in as well here. He is indeed. Yes. So that's good for Kevin, and it's good for Syndra, and it's good for Jacko, who's actually caught up to them as well.
Yeah, Jacko's had a lot of had a lot of time to be on his own in this race. So now he's used that to catch up to the pack that we're fighting. Oh, that looked deep. I'm not sure who that was. I think that might have been Kevin, but that looked pretty deep.
Yeah, he gets away with it.
Yeah, again, Sindri just needs to find something, because he should be past Kevin by now. Given what we saw from Kevin in the first couple
I think he's
of
fuel
laps.
saving. Let's have a check on his fuel. He does have more than Kevin, and he has way more than Keto. And Keto's in the McLaren as well, so... yeah, Sindra's doing some massive fuel saving here.
Potentially, yeah, you might be right. That day, Keto doesn't have a choice. If you don't shift the McLaren in a very particular way, it becomes unreasonably slow. So
yeah.
you realistically have to just follow it through.
Let's go back to the guys who've actually come into the pits. Kellen's still in the pits. He hasn't come out yet. Iggy is going through Eau Rouge now. There's Kellen coming out of the pits.
Is it soft?
And then we've got... Yeah, it is soft, and Ghosted is coming through now. I was wondering if he could potentially have got an undercut done with Kellen's half-second penalty, but it doesn't look like it, and he's got NTO to overtake pretty shortly, which is not going to be ideal, because NTO's on fairly worn mediums right now as well. And Kellen
got a penalty.
has got a 3-second penalty for Project Platypus. This is actually huge. He is potentially going to lose like 3 positions here to the top 3. And Jacko as well, actually. Yeah, and Andy's probably going to fall behind Ghosted, and potentially NTO as well. But let's have a look at this little battle between NTO and Ghosted, because Ghosted has bags of pace, and NTO is going to be holding him up here. And what's he going to do? He's going to race. They are racing for position.
Round the outside, but it's too deep there for Ghosted. Ghosted just being held up by NTO just a little bit. That's great news if you're Kellen, of all people. Because you need those kind of guys to be held up. But you want to know who it's even better news for that penalty, especially for Kellen.
Who? Kevin. Iggy. Oh yeah, Iggy's cruising in this stint.
I was about to say that gap
and talk about cruising. We didn't even realise that Ghost had just pulled off a really nice overtake there. So let's go back and watch that one more time.
Yeah, down into the chicane here. After putting on that gap is just going to open up even further. That's a nice little move down the inside there, taking advantage of NTO's one tyre, so he's just getting himself out ahead. Has Kellen just taken his penalty now, out of curiosity?
Kellen, he's just taken it. He's now 8.5 seconds off of Iggy, which isn't great for him. Scotty's in 9th place now. He's still going on his mediums. Musa up into 8th. Pretty decent drive, to be honest, from Musa, who is a tier 3 driver. So the fact that he's in the top 8 after this long is pretty good for him. Then we have Latari. We've got H-Racing Green's just got ahead of Sam, actually. Let's see if we can see that. No, it was a little bit earlier on. So yeah, he's now made up 10 spots since the start of the race, H-Racing Green.
Albeit we'll shake everything out when it comes to
of course, but this is great because he's done that on the mediums, and when he goes onto the softs he's going to have tyre advantage on the 4 that are directly ahead of him right now, and Syndra's only 8 seconds ahead.
I wonder how many stints JP's put H Racing Green on now that he's got him to hand. That's what I want to know, because this is going to be, well...
It's what could have been for PSGL if H Racing Green could have actually done qualify last week. But he wasn't available.
Crazy. If you send your best driver for qualify, you might qualify.
Yeah. Jacko's in 3rd, so did he... No, he managed to get past Syndra at some point, but that was quite a while ago, so no point in... But yeah, he's found a lot of pace as the race has gone on, this Jacko, who we know nothing about.
Yeah, but Chard, fairly new team to us. We don't know too much about them at all. Also, he looks very calm and poised in this first stint. He's going to go after Kevin. If Kevin keeps going wide like that, then that's going to open the Aston Martin up for an overtake here. I don't think he's going to try this into La Source, but quite frankly, he should take a look into the Kemmel straight if he can get the La Source exit correct. And it looks like he did. It looks like he might have got a little bit better than Kevin here. The real question is now, does he even wait for the Kemmel straight? He should. And I think he will.
Little bump
getting
here.
a lot closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to bump Kevin. And then, so yeah, this is going to be making a move. Got to be. It's got to be downforce settings here that play the part. They're both in the same car. Kevin's going to try and close off a little bit of a gap, but Jacko's got the outside.
Kevin's good at defending this inside, though, isn't he? He's done it twice really effectively, so unless Jacko hangs it... Oh, a little bit of contact as well. He's going to make it stick, though. That's a great little overtake. And Kevin has to settle into third now, and Jacko now has 2.9 behind Keto to try and chase down that lead.
Yeah, we ghosted, but we still had a couple of
oh yeah, it was ghosted
earlier on.
Not Kevin.
But yeah, either way, the Aston Martin versus the Aston Martin goes well for AHR against Inferno there. So Jacko's up in a second. He's got a few seconds now to catch that. Probably not the way to do it. Clipping the grass just a little bit there. He's got a few seconds to catch on Keto to see if he can get himself involved in that battle. And Yuri, yes, PSGL did not qualify for this race. They, in fact, I think it was like 60th, I think they ended.
Yeah, they missed out by a couple of tenths, I think, in the end.
Yeah, which is funny because in the actual race we did afterwards, we did a mini race at the end of that qualifying session. The driver that was qualifying ended up third. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, I guess.
So Iggy's in the top 10 now. He has a 5.5 second lead on Kellen, who's the second highest driver who's pitted. Then we've got Ghosted in third. Let's have a look at the tyres. Iggy's on the mediums now. Kellen's on the softs for a second time. Oh no, sorry. Yes, that's right. He's on the softs for a second time.
Yep.
Ghosted is on the mediums for the first time, so he's done his 2 tyres. And then we have Sick Boy, who's on the mediums, having started on softs. Only 1 second ahead of Whack, who's on very worn softs. He's going to have to come in fairly soon.
Yeah, Whack is... It's got to be just pumping. It's all about pumping in the lap times now.
How many laps can you get out of a full tank?
17, 18 if you're doing a tiny bit of fuel saving.
So Whack would have to hit 2 more times unless he stays out
Whack on
for another 4 odd laps.
Here. Whack on a soft tire here can. I mean, he should be able to go. I think it was damage on lap 2 or lap 3.
Yeah.
If it was lap 3, then you should technically on these tires be able to go through AE.
As long as he doesn't spin, but he managed to save that one. It might be a penalty, but rather a penalty than a spin. Yeah, half second.
Yeah.
Right, we'll go off Whack because he's starting to make mistakes. I feel bad for him.
Jacko half a second ahead of Kevin. That gap not really progressing. Since the overtake, Syndra is still there and thereabouts as well. I'm surprised, albeit Syndra may be fuel saving.
He's definitely fuel saving. He's still got about 30% left, and Jacko's nearly completely out of fuel, so Jacko's pushing as hard as he can. And Syndra's playing the long game. He knows that we're not even anywhere close to halfway through the race yet.
About 4 laps away from that. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see whether or not he's gonna gain out of this pit stop, because they asked that question whether or not fuel saving is even worth doing at this point. It's an endurance race, you would think so.
Oh my God! What a save!
Jesus
what
Christ.
A save!
Well, everything we were about to say, everything we were saying and was about to say was almost a moot point there. He almost dropped the car. That's impressive car control to save that one.
BX thinks he might be one-stopping. That is possible. At the very minimum, he's going to be able to do 2 very aggressive soft stints whenever he decides to come in. But he's got the tyres, he's got the fuel to stay out another, until lap 20. 20, maybe 22, 23, and then how long would the softs last? Not a long. No, I think it would still have to be a 2-stop.
The McLaren, in theory, has the best tyres, and I'm sat here. If you are really kind to them, the best you're going to get is 60. There is no way you're going to get anything more than that.
Moose is coming now.
I really don't see it. Really, it's gonna have to be something special at one stop, I think. From here.
Yeah.
It's just 1 or 2 laps too many, I think.
So I
But
think
we've been wrong before.
my prediction here is Moose's going to go on the softs for 2 stints and do 11-ish laps on each.
Yeah, that's probably where it makes most sense.
So that was a solid opening stint for Musa, who should drop pretty low down. Wack is coming for his second stop as well. What happened to who?
Yeah. How it ghosted down 7 seconds back off of Kellen again. That was 1.5 seconds.
Because Kellen's on the soft tyres.
Ah.
And Ghosted's on the mediums.
17.8, yeah, that'll do it. 17.8 compared to a 19.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghosted's got to find some pace. I'm quicker than that on a medium tyre. You don't want to be there, I'll tell you that much. You don't want to be there. You've got to... That 19.5 is not a good enough time, I don't think. Not that early into your stint anyway.
Yeah. So, Iggy's still sitting down in 9th place here. He's catching up slowly. He's in the 18s for reference compared to Ghosted in the 19s, both of them in the same car on the mediums. So he is gapping his direct rivals here. He's in the 18s compared to Keto, who's in the 19s as well. So once everyone else finally makes their pit stop compared to Iggy, they're going to be quite a way behind him. So even though he's in 9th place, this is looking incredibly good for Iggy.
Yeah, it did. Also, there's a way to turn off the complete refuel message.
Is there?
There is, yeah. Degent's just messaged me
How?
in Discord saying you'd have to very quickly turn the driver info off and then back on again. And it does it every time that you do a replay. Thank you for that information, Degent. G-Vent even. I can't speak. But yeah, I appreciate that.
Let's see.
You should
Well, that's
fix
good.
itself.
Didn't know that. Latari in the pits.
Yeah, there you go.
So Team Apex, our South African eSports team, who've been with us since Season 2, and we're going into what, Season 5 or 6 now? Is it 6? For eSports?
Yes, eSports is Season 6 this season. We've managed to double pretty much our team count, which is absolutely impressive. I don't know how we've managed it, but we have.
Word of mouth finally got round to the teams, I guess.
I'm looking forward to it.
Look at this weather, by the way.
You know,
look at the clouds.
It is very, very gloomy at this point in time. Sick Boy gonna look to the outside, given that NTO again is just too narrow, and it's look at that.
That was a good switchback from Sick Boy. Easy peasy.
I'd like to say that is someone who's done his homework.
Yeah.
That's what that is, because NTO has just been at every single point of this race has just been far too narrow on corner entry, far too wide on corner exit.
Rain on the radar, someone said. Is there? Is there radar on any of these screens? Unless he's watching Iggy's stream. I know some people are live streaming. I think Iggy might be one of them. So if this happens, if it starts raining and people need to put on intermediates, this has worked out incredibly poorly for the people who started on the soft tyres like Iggy, and very well for people like Keto, although Keto's going to have to come in. Actually, everyone's pretty much, apart from Syndra, is going to have to come in really quickly. Syndra might have played a blinder here if it starts raining and the inters are needed. It's going to see Keto coming in here, surely.
Keto is coming in here. Yes, it's a 70. This is what I was telling you. If you fuel save on the McLaren, it can go 18. But you do have to.
So
play that game.
Kevin
also,
takes the lead, and Syndra stays out as well. Kevin he's in the red on his fuel, but so he's got like 10% left. But he can still probably do a couple of laps and see what happens with the rain. Sam's carrying on. H-Racing Green's carrying on as well, even though that looked a little bit hairy for him. Scotty's going to be able to carry on as well.
That's good. I was about to say, there's been a few teams that have gone full-blown fuel saving here. H-Racing Green is one of them.
Scotty's coming in anyway, so he doesn't think that the rain's going to be an issue.
I wonder
I think I just heard him hit the wall.
I wonder how much the issue, how much Syndra's been, how much Syndra's got left in that tank, because he is definitely.
Yeah, he's got loads. He's got multiple laps left. He could go into lap 23, I reckon. So Keto's coming out. The key here is what's going to happen between Keto and Kellen. Kellen in the Dodge, out on his second soft stint. So he's been able to pull away massively. It looks like he's already ahead of Keto here. There he is. Keto's out on the softs now for the first time. And he needs to avoid that 3-second penalty. Looks like he has. He has indeed. Let's have a quick check on everyone else who's coming out of the pits. Jacko is potentially going to get overtaken here because he's got absolutely no speed coming out of the pit lane. Ghosted is going to take that position off of him comfortably.
That was as easy as it comes, but that soft tyre's going to fight that straight back. They're going to have to hope it's not going to rain in the next lap or two because they're going on to... I guess being on soft is probably
he's
the
going
best
to be close though.
position
He's going to be challenging him quite aggressively on these soft tyres compared to Ghosted slightly worn mediums.
It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, Ghosted is... He's not going to put up too much of a fight here, Ghosted, I don't
It's
think.
dark rain, Ryan says. It looks grey. Well, if it hits
grey.
the track, it hasn't hit the
raining
track yet. Yeah, it might completely miss the track. If it's on the radar, that doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% going to hit. And if it does, you might not necessarily need to...
Here we go.
Here we
Jacko
go.
might look for this. He might look for this around the outside. He's gonna look for it around the outside. This would be incredibly impressive. He's got it. He's got the car stuck inside. Better exit will do it. He's got the better exit. That is a move. What a move on the outside, even with the tyre advantage. That is an absolutely insane choice to go for it there, and he's made it stick. In comes Sam, in comes Kevin.
So, there is rain on the track now. Let's have a quick look. Where is the... Oh, that is heavy. That is heavy rain. What's everyone going to do? We've got two drivers in the pits right now. H Racing Green's disconnected.
Oh, that looked a little bit deep. Almost hitting the back of Jacko there.
And Ghosted comes in. He's coming in for Inters, I'm assuming. What is Kevin and what is Sam going to do? Because they've pitted at the perfect time. And if they've selected the Inters, this could end up being absolutely... Everyone's in the pits. Everyone apart from Jacko and Syndra, who's still making his way around. Let's ride on board with him. We are in Inters territory, looking at the water gauge. Syndra's got an absolutely enormous lead here. This might actually save a lot of people's races because we've got heavy damage on, and if they hit the wall, they're going to be having to fix that pretty quickly. So Kevin's coming out on the Inters. That looks like a 3-second penalty.
Yeah,
oh, someone ahead of him.
Oh,
that's Jacko.
It's Jacko. Jacko's round.
And he's got damage as well.
Look at it. Look at the bar. Look at the bar.
Yeah, it's
when you go back off this in a minute.
Look at that.
Oh,
that's Radion. Yeah, absolutely
in.
no chance. And then he's going to spin just for a little bit extra.
Salt in the salt in the wound there.
Boom. Apex Hunter in the mud there from P2 as well. Syndra is still out on the mediums. He's getting caught and overtaken by Wack, who I think is unlapping himself.
Please tell me Wack's on Inters.
Wack is on Inters, and we know that he loves racing around the Inters. So this is going well for him. Syndra is going to be hemorrhaging loads of time to Kevin, who's already out. So I think Syndra, this hasn't worked out well for him staying out that one lap extra with I mean, we're almost in full wets here. Let's see if anyone's actually put on the full wets. Jacko's still making his way around on the soft. We've got Iggy on the Inters, losing out massively there to Kevin and Sam, who did a pit stop less than him. Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do now, but he'll still be in a net P3. Here he comes. He's going to get past Jacko fairly easy here. His game crashed. So he'll JP Motorsports will start 3 minutes down in Stint 2. That is the rule that we've got.
Gone wide again.
Yeah, Jacko's really struggling, so it'll be Kellen who'll be the next person to catch him. Kellen just ahead of Keto. I don't think the dodge is very good on the old... It stopped raining? Let's see.
It has stopped raining.
It has stopped raining, yeah.
Oh, Jacko, that's not the track.
Yeah, Jacko going backwards even more.
And
he's round another one.
He's round again, and all of a sudden
goes
his
Ghosted.
race is... Oh, Ghosted, Jesus.
So what's Syndra going to do? Because it has stopped raining. I don't think you can put on soft tires at this point.
This is interesting because it's gonna stop. It's gonna start heading back toward that period of soft tire of that slick tires. But the real question is, they're going to be 2-3 laps down the line. If
Yeah.
it's going to be more than a lap, then Syndra's in a bad place.
Yeah, absolutely. He might want to just risk it and stay out on the softs and hope the track dries, and then everyone else has to make another incredibly long pit stop compared to him. So Kevin is our race leader. Sam is up for T3, up in P2, out of absolutely nowhere. Iggy is now in third. We've got Syndra coming out. Let's see what tyres Syndra has decided to go for. He's getting overtaken by loads of drivers right now.
It's intermediates.
It's Inters as well.
Intermediates.
I mean, it is the right choice. Look how much the water gauge is looking on the pit exit. Obviously, it'll be a little bit less on the racing line. It's almost on dries on the racing line, though. Look at that.
At that point, I think he's made the wrong decision.
I think he's made the wrong decision. And through
he
goes
has,
Kellen.
Yeah.
Should have stayed out on the softs.
So dry. Look, if that is, despite what people are going to say, that water gauge is drivable on soft tyres.
Oh, definitely. When you factor in how long the pit lane is going to cost you as well.
That is a poor decision. So
what's Sick Boy doing? Sick Boy's got damage as well, so he missed Sick Boy in the wars.
All the damage. All the damage. Jacko's into the pits with his damage as well. They'll still give Whack a couple of positions, this.
I think it will.
Potentially. Or will it? I don't know.
Well, he's going to be pretty close to them. The problem for Whack is he made his second dry pit stop right before the rain came, so he went on to some softs again, but it was kind of pointless. Let's see, they're coming out now.
If I was Whack,
Jacko is out, and it looks like he is on the mediums, but he's going to struggle on this pit exit. He's definitely getting 3 seconds here. I can guarantee, I would put a lot of money on him getting 3 seconds on these medium tyres. I think he's got away with it, though.
He didn't, yeah.
Okay, that was pretty good. And Inters for Sick Boy as well. But look how dry.
That's a wrong decision.
Yeah, that is the wrong decision.
That's a flat out a bad decision. Then that's right on brand with Sick Boy's ability to do his strategy.
Yeah.
If the OGs in the server will know about the Daytona Nations Cup race. It's not quite that level, but it might not be that far off. The waste of a pit stop that is for Sick Boy.
It is. So let's take stock. Fortunately, because of the rain, I don't have to figure out if everyone's done the 2 mandatory compounds this time round. Yeah. We've got a 3-second gap between Kevin and Sam. Then we've got 14 for Iggy, who's further back. Iggy with the fastest lap of the race. He's got. He's obviously been the quickest guy, but the rain has really impacted him with his strategy here. Then we've got Kellen, just ahead of a huge group of cars here. So the Dodge Vibe Project Platypus driver in P4, just ahead of Syndra, who's just ahead of Keto.
I mean, after all this, it technically worked out for Syndra. He gained an extra position to where he was prior.
Yeah, but he could have been P1.
Everyone's on the same tyre. He could have been. Absolutely.
Could have been P1.
Right now, if he had gone onto the medium tyres again, or onto the soft, technically, I guess he probably would have had to do, because he was on the mediums to begin with.
Yeah.
That was probably his issue, maybe not being able to go 16 on the softs. But the rain would have helped that, admittedly. The rain does help, it doesn't wear the tyres as quickly. So, I don't know. I don't know if he wanted to kind of try and make that balancing act. I think it would have had to still be in a balancing act, but it's an interesting decision. It is an interesting
Scotty
decision.
was on the wet tyres. What are you doing, mate? Get off them. But he's the first person who's going to be coming in for the softs. Obviously, it makes sense because he was on the wets, and they would have just completely shredded with how dry it is already. He's going to fuel up to the end, probably put on medium tyres to the end of the race. Potentially you could get the softs on with how wet the track is. But that is Whack finally not in last place. In fact, he's in 13th now with the disconnection for H Racing Green.
Yeah, we've gained a couple of positions, but not last. Let's go.
Yeah.
But no, that's...
So he's got to be careful here as well on the pit exit with how wet it is. And it looks like he has been careful. Yeah, he's definitely going to the end on the mediums. So a good little strategy here for Scotty. It's going to work out for him as long as there's no more rain. But the sun is out. This is going to be drying super quick now with the sun coming out. He's 2
What
minutes
tire did
off
Wack
of
on?
Kevin. Wack is still on the Inter, so I think we're going to start seeing everyone coming into the pits fairly soon. But the top guys still carrying on. I think
They're going to try and stretch this out, especially those who started on the mediums. And the reason why they're going to... Oh, that looked a little bit deep.
yeah.
The reason why... Oh, Ghosted's in. The reason why
Ghosted's
the
in.
guys at the top, the ones that started on a medium tyre, are going to try and stretch this out is because they don't want to play games with the soft tyre. They can... They
Yes.
don't have to, admittedly. I don't know if they've realised that. But... They don't have to. They could just go mediums to the end, realistically.
Yeah.
But that's what they're playing for. They're going to go to softs and try and get as much out of that as possible.
So Ghosted and Lataria, the next two to blink, they're going to be going on to the dry tyres. Is Musa going to follow them in? I think this is the perfect lap to come in, to be honest.
Yeah, quite frankly, I reckon a lap ago probably would have been better, but...
NTO
Yeah,
has
you kinda
benefited massively from the rain. He's back up into the top 10 after, you know, hemorrhaging positions there. He might get a 3 seconds. It looked like he crossed the white line on the entry, but he is in the top 10. He's going on to the dries now. Now we've got Jacko, who was the star of the first half of the stint, but it just went completely wrong for him in the wet. Just ahead of Sick Boy, who's still on the intermediates. Jacko's going to be able to overtake a couple of people at least because he's on the mediums. I don't know if he's going to have to make another pit stop though before the end of the race anyway. A little splash and dash.
It could be interesting. I reckon he might end up fuel saving just a little bit here to try and...
It didn't look like he was fuel saving. That's the problem.
Sick Boy going a little bit deep there, whacked into the pits now with Latari and with Musa. I think Latari just come out of the pits now, so this is going to be interesting. Latari
Oh yeah.
is out. That
So
might
here's
be
Jacko.
3 seconds.
There's Latari. Oh,
Jacko
well.
to the wall!
How's he not
Jacko's
get
hit the wall!
damage?
That's fairly impressive. Not sure how you've avoided damage there.
No.
But
So it is still too wet in Eau Rouge and Radion to kind of attack it properly. So through goes Musa, who's just come out of the pit. So he's still in the top 10 actually after that. Kevin's finally come in. Sam's carrying on again. So maybe Sam thinks that he needs another lap or two to get onto the softs. The tyres are starting to shred. He's going to lose a lot of time compared to Kevin on this lap. Kevin just coming through now. Iggy's decided to stay out as well. Interesting.
that is interesting because...
Let's see how Sam takes Eau Rouge and Radion. I want to see how everyone takes it now that we saw that massive crash. Pretty normal for the Inter...
On intermediates,
yeah.
I'm about to say, on intermediates they're just going to flat this out, but the slick tyres are going to have to take it maybe just a little bit.
This is flat out for
slower.
Iggy as well.
I wonder, because the intermediates are going to start shredding.
Flat out on the Inters. Well, Keto
Kellen
didn't
came in as well.
feel like he could do it go flat out. Then we have Ghosted is a long, long way behind. So Kevin is going to slip into P5 with all that being said and done. He's gone onto the medium, so he couldn't push it out for long enough to go onto the softs.
Don't forget that everyone will have pitted now, so
Yes.
outside of that top four. So Kevin's technically in the lead. And he'd come in a little bit earlier so he can go on to mediums. The real question is, that's a 3 second shot.
Yeah.
Jesus
He
Christ,
might as well
Kellen.
just completely cut the whole pit exit there.
There is no way this is not a penalty. You
He already got
got
through.
to
Oh
be
no!
kidding me.
Hold on, he got away with it. Maybe
There is no way he got away with that.
He's very lucky. So he's comfortably ahead of Ghosted. Remember, Ghosted is from the team Spider GT, who were on pole position. He's found himself down in 7th now. Still racing pretty decent, can still maybe pick up 1 or 2 spots. Kellen was having such a good race until the rain as well. Now he's in 6th. Then the big benefit factors of the rain, Kevin and Keto in the top 4 and 3. Then we have Syndra on the Inters in 3rd place. These guys still need to come in and make their pit stop though. And then
I'd say the biggest improvement, I reckon, outside of Kevin obviously now leading the race from
Kevin.
Bleeding positions in the first stint, it's got to be Syndra, because he was in the top, was about 6th. He'll come out roughly 5th or 4th.
Coming in now.
Sam's in now. Sam's in, Iggy's in.
Expecting these two to come in
these
as
two are
well,
gonna jump.
yeah.
Yep.
And he comes, yeah. So, where's Kevin going to be compared to everyone now? So he's the lead driver on the dry tyres. You can see a real good racing line, dry line there as well. It's almost completely dry in parts.
I also wouldn't be driving over the curbs if I could avoid it.
No, me too. Me neither. But he's managing to make it work pretty well. This lap is a pretty slow one.
Look at Sindra's fuel. Look at Sindra's fuel.
Yeah, so much more.
I think he's about to carve into Iggy and to Sam. He won't be ahead of them, but he's going to carve into them.
So Sam's on
coming out
pit
now.
exit as well, yeah. So it depends. How good was Kevin at keeping the car on the tarmac on his outlap compared to Sam? Sam is out of the pits now here. Kevin's... Oh!
Oh, Kevin in the wall! Kevin in the wall! Oh,
Kevin
that's
is
such
fully
an
in the
awful
wall.
time. How did it not got damage?
You know what? I'm wondering if they do have damage on their screen and not on ours. Where's Jacko? Jacko's carrying on.
Damn it, Wack.
So yeah, he's completely...
Has Wack got more damage? I think I've just seen that.
Oh yeah, so the damage is still working. That's
God
not,
damn it!
that's not the worst, but yeah, he's 21 seconds off the back of Scotty. Kevin, somehow with no damage, his lead's been reduced to less than 3 seconds on Sam. Sam will have a bit of an advantage here potentially. Iggy's now only 17 seconds off the back as we head into the latter part of the stint, and Kellen's right in there as well. Sindra in 5th on the soft tyres should be able to make some good progress.
That was... I don't understand what Kevin was doing in that first sector. I think you've seen Kefler put the point up in chat saying that he should have been more careful. He should have been. There should have been someone, I don't know if he's in a party right now, but if you are on INF, you should be relaying that information. You saw Jacko do the same thing literally 2 laps ago. You should have been relaying that information
even if the line is dry, as soon as you go slightly offline it gets quite wet, and if you go on the curbs in Eau Rouge when it's slightly wet, you've just got absolutely no chance. You get catapulted.
The racing line down and up through Eau Rouge and Radion is going through that curb, and there's no real choice you've got through that. Otherwise you'll probably end up bleeding a little bit of time. So you have to know that the curbs are still wet.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would then
Moose has got damage as well.
Yeah, a bunch.
Moose has got damage.
Scotty's back in the pits, by the way.
Scotty and Wack are both back in the pits. This is a very, very bad stint for these two. Should both be in the top 10, really.
Apparently there's a bug in just a 24-hour layout, which means if you crash over the pit lane exit, you can't get damage.
That's weird. Weird and unnecessary.
That's one of the bugs of all time, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Well, they got away with that bug then, because they both should have had quite heavy damage at this point. There's someone who's...
yeah, Wack is going to be a lap down now. He did unlap himself, we saw, but he is definitely... It's only 1 lap down.
Yeah, Scotty's just come out of pits as well.
Yeah.
See if they've done anything there. But yeah, Kevin still has an advantage over Sam. Iggy closer, but still very much the big loser of the race.
Yeah. This is the man to watch for the rest of the race. On his soft tyres, he could potentially get Kellen and Iggy with the pace advantage, and because the track's still wet and it's going to be very cool, the soft tyres are not going to be wearing as quickly as they would normally, so that's going to help him even more. Is anyone else on the softs? Let's have a quick look. I don't think anyone else even braved the soft tyres. Even Wack and Scotty, who've just been in the pits, haven't come out on the softs. So
I don't understand that.
It could backfire massively on Sindra if he's not. If the track dries out super quickly. The sun is out. We saw people pitting after 10 laps to get off the softs at the start of the race.
The thing is that with Sindra, he's going to get some pretty quick lap times here. He will suffer at the end. That is for definite. He was going like 14 to the end, so he's definitely going to suffer through the last couple of laps. But it should make it without much question at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of how many places can he build up with in this period of about 10-11 laps before that tyre just starts to drop off. But yeah, it's just going to be one of those times.
Oh, here we go.
put
That was a
together.
really good corner there for Sindra. Looks a lot more confident than Kellen.
Well, I would hope so. He's on fresh softs. He's going to be able to have a run through the entirety of the track at this point. Kellen going a little bit wide to try and get a nice
Yeah, look at
little
that. You have to kind of slam on the
entrance there.
brakes a bit here. Here he comes.
Look, to the inside. He's going to do it now. He's going to do it now. And we've seen this before. Sindra on the curb. Even with slightly wet curbs, did not look bothered in the slightest. Right past Kellen. The issue is he's not going to break enough of a gap by the time we hit the Rouge and Radion to get away from a Viper in a straight line.
That's the issue. And then a little bit further down, we've got Keto and Ghosted right next to each other as well.
Yeah.
Right, let's rejoin with Kellen going through Rouge and Radion. Place we've seen lots and lots of incidents.
Dry? It's not dry still.
Yeah, you can't go flat out. Because to go flat out, you have to go over the curbs.
Yeah, it's still a little bit wet, so you still have to play. I'm not sure what you do. Oh, Sindra just move into the middle to try and defend. The Viper getting close enough.
Not right now.
Closed in quite heavily there, but it didn't get enough. Here comes the McLaren for Spider versus the McLaren for Aero GT. Second team. Ghosted. We've seen this 2 times already. We're going to see it a third. Is he going to be able to hold it? He is, because Keto went potentially too narrow there. And the rain on the curb just stopping him from being able to execute.
Yeah, good little overtake there.
Yeah, Ghosted loved that move. That inside, whether it's defending it, whether it's attacking it, he loves that inside move into the Lacombe chicane and just getting it into a position where the person he's currently fighting is just not able to respond. Also, Iggy had closed that gap quite substantially. It's now
down to 15 now. Got a lot more work to do though. Let's have a quick look at fuel though to see who's going to be able to get to the end. So we've got Iggy, who's got in the McLaren about 65-70% left. Kevin maybe has 60%, might be okay. Sam might struggle. Is he short shifting? Doesn't look like it. Sam might have to pit again here, and that might move him out of the top 3. We'll have to wait and see. Everyone looks pretty close actually as we go down. NTO's got loads of fuel, so he should be fine. Oh, Moose is with more damage.
Yeah, it's just starting to fall away for him a little bit in this race now. He started well, but he just had a few mistakes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think everyone could, with some fuel saving, make it to the end. It's only 10 laps. Well, 11 actually.
I think they'll be fine. I do genuinely think everyone will be fine regardless.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they need to do some fuel saving. They'll go through a Rouge here and then Radion and everyone.
Oh, Scotty!
Oh! As I was about to say, everyone seems to be taking it fine. That was almost perfect timing.
Just when you hear the tyres screeching behind a driver that you're following, you're like, what's happened?
Admittedly, on the share screen, I don't get the privilege of that. Oh, he's got too far to the inside.
But he crashed into the place where you can't get damage that we've just been told about, so he at least could just continue on. And he's having to start getting out of the way of people.
I mean, if you're gonna crash at Rouge and Radion, at least try and dive to the inside towards the pit lane, I guess.
Absolute get out of jail free card there. So let's go through the actual teams and what positions we're in now. So we've got Inferno in P1, started in P2, so doing pretty well out of the weather. We've got Sam in P2, he started in 10th for T3. Iggy's in 3rd, and that is exactly where he started for Aero GT. And he is currently holding off Sindra for Falcon, who started 6th, and he's trying to make it 3rd, so let's stick with these for a little bit.
Yeah. He's going through the chicanes here in this second sector. He's already got Kellen not a while back because he'd already broke 3.5 seconds. And this is what we were talking about. He needs to build up the gap as far as he can and get as many places that he can on the beginning of this soft cycle, because he's going to suffer at the end. But for now, he's going to have a go or potentially take a look at Iggy maybe into the bus stop chicane here. And that's where he took the first look at Kellen, and he's going to take a look. That looked a little bit deep, a little bit of the AstroTurf cutting up there. Is he going for it? Nope. These two have raced a bajillion times before in eSports to this point, so they're both very familiar with how each other drives.
Yeah.
We'll see if Syndra's got something in the tank here. In the well, it can only be into the Camel Straight. Realistically, any other choice is going to backfire. He goes. Looked a little bit. It looked pretty nice into the exit of La Source there, and he actually has started to gain just a little bit on Iggy to head towards Rouge.
Is it flat out? Let's see. Yeah, it is fully dry now.
Yeah,
oh well,
a little bit
not,
hesitant.
A little bit on the curb
on
still,
the
but
curve.
this could be it now. He's got a good run. He's completely in the slipstream.
The real question is how low is his downforce settings? He might look to the inside. If I was Syndra,
not this time. He's happy to wait maybe once again.
Admittedly, I probably would have still at the very least looked for it.
Yeah.
Maybe force Iggy into a defensive maneuver, but Iggy unfazed effectively through all of that. It's now 12-second advantage between the lead and Iggy in third. That gap continuously coming down the entire way, and if you're Syndra, you're loving that as well, because you're just tacked onto the guy who's definitely considered the fastest man on track right now.
For sure. Kevin's extended his lead over Sam to over 5 seconds now as well. So some important gapping that he's doing at this phase of the race before his stint comes to an end. Wax being lapped by everyone down to 7th currently.
That's not at all depressing. I think that might actually put us in the same place as Age Racing Green in the second stint then.
No. No, not quite. You'd still be ahead. I don't think you're going to hit the full 3 minutes. So by the way, just to let you guys know, we've done, to kind of factor in for what's happened with Age Racing Green, every stint, there is a maximum time behind the leader that you could be. So if you've had multiple damage, or like you just had an absolute nightmare and you've dropped like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes behind the leader. So at the end of stint 1, the maximum behind you can be is 3 minutes. Then that increases to 5.5 minutes for the end of stint 2. Then it increases to 8.5 minutes for the end of stint 3. Then 10.5 minutes, and then finally 11.5 minutes heading into the final stint is the maximum that you can be behind the leader. So we're going to absolutely hit that with H Racing Green after stint 1. We're not going to probably hit it with anyone else. Even though we've seen some guys have a bit of a mare, I don't think anyone's going to be 3 minutes down, but we'll calculate that at the end.
Don't forget a lap is... Oh, that looked a little bit deep there for Musa. Almost did the exact same thing as everyone, a few others have done.
He saved it though.
Got past Iggy.
Here we go. Iggy's trying to get past him straight away though. Oh no, he's going for the bump drafting.
Yeah. Also at him has just said that Keto's apparently just had an incident with Ghosted.
Oh, Ghosted's a long way behind Keto.
With
Let's
damage!
see if we can see it.
With damage!
With damage as well. So it's happened before the end of the lap and he didn't go into the pit lane. Yeah, you're right. So is he going to try and stay out? Well, maybe he's trying to see what his pace looks like. He's getting bumped by somebody. That was a
like
lap
he was trying to whack off, I think. That's what that was.
Wax trying to unlap himself here. Which, yeah, he's going to, because that is way too much damage for Ghosted. So Ghosted is going to have to come into the pits, I think, and put on some softs and repair his damage for the end of the stint. Yeah. Or else, well, can you make up the 40 seconds? Is it worth it? I don't know.
I mean, we're about to find out because if Latari can catch up, because he was 12 seconds back.
Yeah, where is Latari? Latari's in 8th. Let's see how this gap between him and Ghosted starts coming down. Wow. It's like 3/10 there, just straight away.
I think realistically, if you don't 3/10 the corner, that 40 seconds is gonna definitely add up.
Yeah, that's very brutal for Ghosted. Because if you add, what's he on, 39 seconds off, if you add 40 seconds onto that, he's going to be around about these guys who are having another nice little battle between Sick Boy and NTO.
Yep, to the inside goes Sick Boy again. He's using a stop tail. Has to be using a stop tail. No,
yeah, the Renault doesn't usually pull away from any car, and this one is, so...
Oh, Sick Boy just gets a little bit too shallow, and maybe hit the Bullard or two, and then onto the back of NTO as well. He doesn't get damage out of all of that, so he's avoided it for now. He is really not having a fun time of this, and Ivory NTO down the inside goes Sick Boy. You'd expect that gap to start opening, that door to open up. He's going to go round the long way. NTO
Good racing.
very much closing that door, and I don't blame him for doing so. He's still there. Go down the inside here because you've got a nice run. Or you could have had a nice run into Pion because he's gone far too deep.
He outbraked himself. That's why it looked like he was getting it.
That's 1 and 2 missed entirely, and he's gone right back behind NTO. Wild misstep in his overtake there from the 6 boy. Far too deep.
So he's going to have to settle back in behind NTO for now. That was a bit of a crazy couple of corners there for 6 boy. At the front, Sam's actually caught Kevin by a second or two here. So potentially, it's coming it's coming a bit more.
Yeah, it's coming down even
Kevin
more.
losing
also,
his form a little bit.
Within 10.
Yes, and Iggy's catching up, and oh no, that's Musa, sorry. I was going to say and Kellen's catching up, but that's actually Musa. Kellen's dropping off these quite heavily, 6 seconds behind Iggy when he was right behind him at the end of the last pit stop.
I would like to point out that lap around here, for when you're going to calculate lap around here, is around about that 217 mark. So we might actually see some people very close to that 3 minute.
Yeah.
That 3 minute barrier.
You're right, actually.
So those lap cards, you might see a lot of people closing in on where H Racing Green has to start, or whoever takes over from H Racing Green if it isn't H Racing Green continuing that second stint. So yeah, it's a longer lap than you thought it was, that's for certain. In terms of the
I just had
more
faith in Wack, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I wonder if he's hungover from his wedding last night. Well, the wedding he went to, not his wedding.
I was going to say.
I just want to make that very clear. I want to make that very clear before that sends the wrong message out. He went to a wedding last night and don't know if he's had too much salt, Musa. That's not the track. Somehow still does his best lap of the entire race. And I reckon that sums up the stint. I reckon that in a nutshell.
Sam might win this stint, you know. He's putting in a much better pace than Kevin over those last couple of laps. Kevin a 20 flat, 7/10 slower than Sam. Sam could keep this up.
And I reckon if you offered Sam the opportunity, say if you told Sam that he might win a stint today, he would have literally snatched your arm off.
Ghosted in to fix his damage. He's decided that he can't. He's hemorrhaging too much time, but I think he's left it way too long before coming in, to be honest.
He just bled too much time. He should have realistically picked on the first lap that he got it, but you know, that is what it is.
Sick boy, who is ahead of NTO, nearly lost it there. Struggling to pull away from him, but is in the top 10. He is in the top 10.
Yeah, Jacko's 34 seconds ahead of Sick Boy, so even with a ghosted pit stop, he won't go any further than the current gap he's about to fulfill between Jacko and Sick. So he's going to pit, and he's only going to lose 2 places off it. The time that you bleed a little bit is more the worrying factor, I reckon. For Spider GT, we have seen Spider GT in the server before. They did do half a season of eSports with us. So we are still expecting something decent from Spider GT for the rest of this race, if they can recover from that 9th place that they're currently in.
Yeah, he's comfortably out ahead of this little battle anyway. The current gap to Jacko is 21 seconds though. 1 minute 26 off the lead of the race, where he started a little bit earlier on.
Yeah, now the question is whether or not he can cut into that gap just a little bit to make whoever takes the second stint for
reduce the pain.
Spider, they're a little bit closer to Jacko, see if they can get themselves a little closer to the AHR team. It's very interesting this though, because we have so many teams that we don't know that much about. The AHR team is completely new to us. INF, albeit they're signed up for eSports next season, so we've never actually seen them race.
Yeah, this is their actual debut in ALR, actually. So
it's going well for them. They might be in a good place the next season. We know about Aero GT, we know about Falcon, we know about Apex, those kind of teams we've seen over and over and over before, and have a very good estimate of their pace by now. Albeit Keo is actually showing a little bit more than what he usually shows on a Sunday night. So it's going well for him so far.
Yeah, top 6. I think he would have been a bit higher up without the rain shenanigans as well.
Yeah, the strategy was working out until that happened. And he's got his Aero GT13, well, I guess teammate, is maybe a way to say that,
yeah.
in front of him to lap next.
So
Sindra
Iggy
is closing that in.
Syndra's closing in, but Iggy is closing back in on Sindra because Syndra's tyres are over 50% worn now on the softs. This is going to be a bit of a rough final few laps because, like we were saying, if it stayed really damp on the track, it would have worked out much better for Sindra. But his tyres are starting to shred now, and he's got 5.5 laps left to try and fend off Iggy. Just as I was saying that, he did pull to over a second ahead of Iggy, but yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. Iggy's only 8 seconds off the lead as well, having had to make those extra pit stops.
I don't think he's going to close in the 8 seconds by the end of this race, but it's definitely going to set up, well, Iggy, better for the second stint.
I don't know who that is. Hopefully,
I have no idea who that is.
Hopefully they fuck off. Okay, good. He heard me. So yeah, now the gap's only 7.5 seconds to Kevin. So in a couple of corners, Iggy's carving into the lead. I don't know what's going on with Kevin at the front, but he is struggling a bit more at this stage of the race. Is it his tyres? No, they're only a little bit extra worn.
No, Iggy just has more pace. So
and Sam doesn't have pace either. Yeah, it's just Iggy's superior pace, and he's staying with Sindra, who's still on the softs, who's only 6.5 seconds down. It's going to be so close between these 4 drivers at the end of this stint.
Sindra's pulled the blinder strategy-wise, by the way. Albeit, he should have gone potentially to the mediums of the intermediates, not the intermediates. He would have been significantly further ahead if he had kept the car on track.
That's true. If he could have, yeah, but we saw what happened with so many other drivers when they tried to go on the softs too early. So, you know, he did the safe option. He's still, you know, Falcon is still really in it, heading into the next stints as well.
Yeah, he played it safe, albeit that makes sense. We're in early, so we still got what, roughly about another 11 hours to go. So. It makes sense to play safe early and make sure you're not out of it by the end of the first stint. But a more aggressive strategy here could have seen Sindra had he stayed it on the track about 40 seconds up the road.
Yeah.
So that's what you've got to weigh it up against at the end of the day. So hypotheticals are going to be abound all day. That's a certain. The Discord link is apparently not working for her thing. We'll sort that out at the
somebody
end of this
who's watching, help him out.
If you haven't, by the end, we'll sort it out for the end of the stint. Well, we've got about 15 minutes to sort it out. I'll get the link if no one else does.
Well, being asked what's happening with the lower drivers, not much because they're all fairly spaced out, to be honest. No one is at the 3-minute mark. There's Scotty at 2 minutes 43. Wack is exactly at the 3-minute mark. So yeah, it looks like you're going to be at the 3 in full, unless Kevin and Sam and Sindra and Iggy start having shenanigans towards the end.
That's slightly, slightly unfortunate. Good luck, Jill. You're going to need it.
Gilles has won a Tier 1 race in a McLaren at Spa before. I'm sure
someone must have had an issue there. I'm not sure. I'll go down. Yes, I think Sam had a little bit of a problem.
He did, because he's now only 1.8 ahead of Sindra, and he's 4.3 behind Kevin as well. So that's probably getting out of the final corner a little bit dodgy. Then we have Sindra and Iggy really close behind. This is all going to kick off now.
Iggy will beat Sindra in this race because Sindra is either going to fall off a cliff in the next couple of laps, but Sindra might still end up getting Sam out of all of this purely because Iggy's going to, well, being around Iggy is making him a lot quicker.
Yeah, and look, Iggy's in the slipstream now. He might be able to get it. Look how much you have to rev out that 5th gear.
Speed. Yeah, I'd say that's
a lot of revving.
Going to the inside, he's going to look for it, and he gets it done to the inside. Peasy. Sindra didn't even look to defend it. I can't say I blame him. If he's working together with Iggy right now, then they could potentially start ahead of Sam. Ahead of Sam's team in the next stint, and that's what that's probably their thinking. That it's too early to be fighting against each other to like, oh yeah, we're going to beat this team, we're going to beat that team. That's going to be the case in about 4 or 5 stints time.
Yeah.
But
also, Syndra has to look
now,
after his tyres. He can't push and fight too much because he has to still make the end of the race on really, really worn soft tyres without losing ground.
That regardless, I think.
You reckon?
Yeah, I still think well, I only have the ability to know what the McLaren can do. But I still think he should make that fairly easily. It's going to be rough at the end. Obviously, the time is going to start to bleed away. But that's normal because his tyres are so worn.
Yeah.
I still think he makes the end without much issue, though. It's just a case of where he's going to be in regard to Kellen, in regard to Iggy, and that kind of battle. He's already lost it. He dropped out the second, as Iggy is 6 seconds off the lead, 1.5 seconds behind Sam in second place.
Yeah, he's fully in it. I mean, this is like the margin of error territory where at the start of the second stint, if you underfuel, Iggy could potentially come out in P1 and do a short, soft stint and stretch a lead, and then get an undercut on people like Kevin and Sam or whoever replaces them for stint 2. If he decides to do it that way.
I was about to say, and this is going to be, it's another kind of balancing act here for Iggy, because Iggy's going to know all the information. He's going to know how much he's going to have to put in, what tires he's going to be on. He's going to know his strategy for 3 of the stints that he's doing.
Although, bear in mind, stint 2 is a full hour longer than this stint.
I was about to say, he's still going to know the strategy, but he is going to start to get fatigued.
Yes.
Because
on pad as well. Straight. I mean, how seized are your hands going to be by the end of it?
The hand, he's gonna. If I was him in the pit stops, it'd just be remote down, not doing anything if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Trying to repair give those hands a split-second break. Jesus, I was doing a karting race the other night and my hands were seizing up.
Exactly.
on pad. So
15 minutes and my hands on a pad are messed up. That's why I was like, that was the biggest benefit of moving to wheel for me, because like I don't know, I must have like arthritis or something.
Yeah, we were doing by the end of the 6 karting races we did on Wednesday night. It was actually by the end of the 3rd karting race in the oval, which was just hold the button down for 45 minutes. Yeah, my hands were all over the place. I did win 2 of those races, so I can't complain. But yeah, my hands were not in any state to go afterwards.
Absolutely. So Iggy is now 6th, 10th. I think he might get Sam here before the end.
Are we going to get rain? I don't think it's dark enough for rain at the moment.
It's
getting a little bit gloomy. You can see the blue sky there. They turn off into the 3rd sector. I don't think rain's on the radar.
So who is the 5th car on track? I just need to know for the gaps here. So Moose's 2 minutes 30 away. Then we've got, who is behind Musa? Scotty, 2:46. Okay, so they are with the lead group. I need to see what they're at when they cross the finish line. Wax 3 minutes and 6 seconds off now. Yeah, we're on the penultimate lap now for Kevin. Kevin looks like he's going to win the stint. He's managed to keep a good gap to Sam. Sam might start holding up Iggy a little bit as well. This could be it.
Sam's going to be under fire. He's going to have a run. Well, if Iggy can get a run out of La Source, he could go all the way down towards the a bit towards Rouge, Radion, and then the Camel straight with a chance at overtaking. The slipstream is going to kick in up the hill. We have no issues now. It's been dry for a while. As we continue down the straight, the Camel straight to the Lacombe chicane. Is he going to get close enough? Still 4 attempts. The McLaren's not the greatest in the straight line. The Mazda has more. You would imagine he has a somewhat low downforce setup as well. And Sam is going to defend well enough. Not even have to defend. Will be Iggy in the corners, flying his way through the Lacombe chicane, right up to the back of Sam. Again, just the exit on the Lacombe chicane, opening up an ability for Sam to stay ahead down the hill. I wonder if he can get a good enough exit out of out of the no-name that he could go into a move down at the bottom of the hill here. No, he didn't get good
No,
enough.
Sam's driving pretty well. It's got to be said. I don't think he's made any mistakes in any of the conditions, which is not what you could say about the vast majority of the drivers.
Yeah, Sam's had a brilliant first stint. Kevin was bleeding positions in the first stint, got rather saved by the rain, if we're honest.
Yeah.
And then ended up winning the stint. I don't think INF care somehow.
Here we go. This might be the chance for Iggy. He's got dirty air though to contend with as well.
I think again it's just trying to figure that McLaren straight line speed out. That Mazda, especially if it's in a low downforce setup, should be able to hold on, albeit Sam's a little bit wayward there. Blue Blanchemont, Iggy's even further wayward, but he got to use it to get enough alongside into the bus stop chicane. Iggy got the inside line, Sam's basically off the track, and Iggy is going to go through for second.
Right ahead of the final lap of the stint, and Iggy back up to more comfortable territory for him. Let's see if he can just put in a blistering final lap here to finish off and try and get maybe 5 seconds behind Kevin. He's currently 6. Well, actually, Kevin had a nightmare coming out of turn 1. He dropped half a second.
Yeah. He's got 1 lap. Well, he's got 1 lap to go. So right now, Kevin should, bar a mistake, win the stint. But it's all about maintaining that time, because if you can't maintain that time, then Iggy's going to have a real good shot at you at the beginning of the second stint.
Yeah.
So you need it. Kevin needs to give whoever it is, whether it's himself or whether it's someone else on the INF team, a chance just to exist for long enough before Iggy gets onto the back of them in the second stint. To really get into a rhythm, and that's what he's aiming for now. Ghosted has got himself 7 seconds closer to Jacko than last time we saw it.
1 minute 24 though Spider have got to find in the next 5 stints that are coming up. And then we've got Sick Boy, NTO, Musa, who's a lap down, Scotty, and Whack as well, finishing up. So let's stick with, well, there's not much of a battle, so let's just stick with Kevin and see how this gap starts reducing. It is 4.8 seconds right now.
I was about to say, 7/10 of a second since the last time we even clicked onto him. It was 5.5, it's now 4.8, 4.9 as they head through the chicane. He might get this within 4.5 seconds. That's not good news for Kevin to bleed an entire second on this final lap.
Yeah.
It'd be far too long of a race for a second to matter, I think. But you don't really want to be giving the Austrian a chance if you can avoid it, because he is very quick around this track.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Oh, that might be a little penalty at the end, though. Yeah, I was going to say fantastic debut for him, apart from that.
Yeah, got saved by the rain. Round the final corner in the first stint. 37 of 37, and Kevin is going to take the lead out of the first stint here in the ALR 12 hours of Spa. Sam, you might want to avoid that AstroTurf. Is he going to head third? Diggy gets second, so that's going to be interesting start for him. Sindra in fourth, Musa 2 minutes and 31 back in the start of the second stint. Kellen a further 6 seconds back. Then you got Keto, 24 seconds off the lead, but he's going to start in 6th in the second Aero GT card next time. Scotty to the line, being the next car over, 2 minutes 51 back for him. He's going to start about 9 seconds ahead of Whack and JP Motorsports. And Whack to the line, we already know that he's going to be outside of that 3 minutes, so it's going to be the max limit for Queen's Head on what has been a treacherous first stint.
Yeah, unfortunate. That early pit stop screwed him over for the wet stint as well, and then his own mistakes compounding the pain. Latari 62 seconds back.
Yep, Jacko,
pretty solid there for Apex actually.
And even with the multiple spins, Jacko only a minute 10 back. You know, I wonder what he could have been if he had kept the car intact the entire time.
And yeah, him and Ghosted are the two that could have easily been in the top 3, but they're in 8th and 9th, over a minute behind.
Yeah. To answer the question, no. No, everyone is not on steering wheel here. Actually, second place is on pad that we know of. Sick Boy, that's deep. It's not going to be a penalty because he stayed on the curb, but it's still very deep. We'll see if how far Tickboy is going to drop back. It's a minute 46 now, starting in 10th. Minute 46 it will be. And we go back to NTO, minute 59 as it stands. Is he going to stay ahead of the 2 minutes? No, he's not. Dropped it. Oh, maybe. He got a decent final corner. He actually bettered Kevin out of the final corner and actually keeps it within the 2 minutes. 1 minute 59 back. And that will bring us to the end, of the first stint.
Let's have a quick look at the results here as well for you all. So there you can see it. The top 6 all fairly close. Then there's a big gap after that. And then H Racing Green all the way at the back who DNF'd. Fastest lap of the stint goes to Iggy with a 17.5. So let's see who can beat that in future stints. So with that being said, let's end the stream because we've got 15 minutes before the next stint starts. So we'll see you there.